Hello everyone, welcome to FBE, all the way live, the first time from New York City. So you probably wonder what is this whole FBE thing about and what's the benefit of me spending the afternoon here. FBE is like investment bank for investors or Airbnb for those who seek an apartment during their vacation. We're bringing the top leaders together and help them network, share their knowledge, experience, help them become partners, just colleagues or investors. So just today, we're going to have a secret guest whom I will introduce in a little bit and who's going to spend a few minutes of his time sharing his experience, mistakes that he made, and how to avoid having them in your own business. FBE offers over 100 lectures of educational course, and in addition to that, it also offers the networking event. That's why we structured the two courses, one the intermediary course and the advanced course. Just before we go on there, I also wanted to get to know you guys a little bit better, just to realize what are the people I'm dealing with. I'll start with a very simple one. Where are you guys from? If you can just chat the countries you're calling us from, that would be just great. And I see the first answers coming in. Oh, US, UK, Canada, Israel, Ukraine, Turkey. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us this afternoon instead of spending another hours just checking out on the royal wedding pictures, even though they were amazing. So back to FB, right? We decided to create the fashion educational platform as we saw so many designers struggling to get it into this world and to just make first steps. Where do I start from? Like, how do I find the investors? How do I pitch my idea? How do I build up my company? And just again to get to know you guys more. So if you can share where you are with your company, are between us those who already have their company, anybody who is planning to improve your business to maybe grow it internationally. And yeah, I see that there are a number of you with already up and running business. Yes, seeking the international growth. That's amazing. We sense that those are one of those questions that everybody is trying to get the answers for. So what are your big problems? What are you mostly interested in getting from those courses? How to get the investors, right? How to understand which investor is the right investor. Good, that's a good one. How to grow the business internationally. What is the key success for the great pitch? That's nice. That's what we are here for, to help you answer all those questions. And as promised, just in the beginning of our introduction, today we're having a secret guest whom I will introduce right now. And together with me, I have Eddie Millen, whom probably most of you know as the founder of Launch Metrics or Fashion GPS. So Eddie, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
We do appreciate your time, of course. How are you doing on this Saturday afternoon?
No, fantastic, and it's so nice to be here. Really happy to go over my experience, building Fashion GPS, and very excited.
So Eddie, let's start from the roots, right? So what was it like to kick off your own company many years ago, and building it up into multi-millionaire actual business?
Yeah, no, I faced a lot of challenges, and I actually have a really interesting background. So I didn't really study fashion. I actually stumbled on the industry.
Background, you can be an outsider from the fashion, coming from completely different environment.
Yeah.
How was that?
So just a bit about myself. I actually learned how to code when I was 12 years old. So I had a really good skill, to write software. And through my journey, before I started Fashion GPS and and launch metrics.
How many years ago was that? Not that I'm counting your age right now, but I think, it were like, what, 80s?
Oh yeah, this was in the 80s. This was
Yes,
the
it's
beginning
like
of
the beginning of the era.
the birth of the home computer,
Mhm.
and I was so fascinated with these machines. I'll build my own little video games,
Yeah.
back then.
Nice.
And really that was incredible because I actually learned a skill, from writing video games to writing software. So, since then I've had 20 jobs and 6 failed companies. Well, not failed, but I think that was the journey. But
So never
everyone-
stop on the first try.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop if something goes wrong from the very beginning.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was my journey. So all of these things are actually, the failures, it actually really helped me get me ready for tackling the fashion industry and, building the software and networking and so on. So it was an amazing journey. So I actually moved here in 2000, and it's an amazing how this actually happened. I was working for a big corporation. I ended up quitting, and then right after that, I started a computer repair company. And I used to go around the city with flyers, just trying to get clients. And actually, one of my clients was a big PR company called KCD.
So you picked up the right ticket.
Oh, absolutely! They found me, and actually remember going into the KCD, the company, and I just didn't really understand it. There was a lot of models, there was a lot of clothes, and actually, amazingly, like a year later, they asked me to build a system to manage the samples. And I actually thought about it, so I thought, okay, it would be really good to put barcodes and actually create a database so that when samples are going out to, say, editors or journalists, they actually have the accountability. Something that used to take 40 minutes, I was able to condense right down to a couple of minutes. Wow. And this was amazing. So it started off with sample management, and then I started to realize that, just producing a fashion show was very, complicated.
Yes.
They had a lot of, they used to have a team of like maybe 50 people just taking in RSVPs, and build a system to manage that. And actually, that was also very interesting how that happened.
Sounds like a total revolution.
Yeah, but it's just the passion and vision. How this happened was I was really trying to sell the sample system to other clients, and I used to go to the tents, to try and get into the shows. And I actually had this vision.
We've all been there.
Yeah, and I could not get in. It's almost impossible to get into the shows. And I actually thought, maybe I should build a system to manage the fashion shows. And funny enough, 2 years later, that was the events platform to manage shows. And now we actually run all the shows from New York, London, Milan, and Paris. Almost 90% of the shows are produced through our system. But really, that was my entry into the fashion shows and the tents, and really that's kind of grown from there. Ultimately the whole platform now is to help brands launch the products into the marketplace, being efficient, and also what's really important today as well, which is data. So it's almost been a decade now building the business. So
that's amazing. No, that's truly an amazing story. I think our guests were asking before, so how is it like to pitch your company? We're early 80s, nobody really knew anything about technology, and there comes a guy who says like, I'm gonna make your world better. How was that? I'm pretty sure not everybody believed you from the very beginning.
No, it was really challenging because this was a system that was brand new. Nobody really wanted the data in the cloud or separate from the actual computers and databases. So I had multiple challenges. That also just the adaptation.
Yes.
They're really used to doing things the traditional way, maybe pencil and paper and Excel. So it took some time, but my persistence and I really worked on the relationships. I actually have one client that actually Carla, she refused to use a system, and that was my persistence. I kept on trying, I kept on pitching.
You always get a client like this, no?
No, absolutely, but it was the best because once she, one day she actually tried it, and she actually called me and she goes, Eddie, I love you. I'm like, what? I'm just like, she goes, this is the most amazing thing. I didn't actually realize, and she actually became my word of mouth. She really spread the news, and I think that was really important. And I think
a lot of the times when you will try to introduce something innovative, people would be very suspicious in the very beginning, and I think every entrepreneur goes through this trying to show the actual benefit of your idea. So That's, I think, one of the hardest things, no?
Yeah, no.
But as soon as you get a little bit of a supporters, and especially supporters in the core professionals in that industry, does that make your life easier?
Yeah, no. I think with everything in building a business, I just found that the relationships were the most key and important. Out of all of this, when you're building a business, not only your clients and what you're building, externally, but also internally, the team that I was putting together. I was doing everything from the bookkeeping to write the software, and it took some time to actually find people that I could bring in and that were passionate about the company.
That's also why here in FBE we are trying to offer not only just educational courses online, but those networking events, because we truly believe that this world right now is built up on relationship, on networking, the ability to connect the great minds and all the great ideas that can come up out of those connections, right? That's your success is our success.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
So, speaking about success, we all know success is never easy. You always go through the hardest points and a lot of mistakes. So what would you say, like thinking of talking through the height of your success and mistakes you made, what would be your advice to all our guests who are just about to launch their new companies?
I think the most important thing is, if you're going to do something, building a business, it's almost such an incredible thing, and I know it's really, really hard. It's almost like you're on a cliff and you have to jump for the first time, and do you do it, you don't. But once you do it, the passion that you have in what you're doing, and I think for me that was it. I had passion in technology, and I also found an industry that I could really embrace and build something in. And I think on top of all of this, just don't give up. You keep on trying. There was a lot of times when I actually ran out of money. There was, we had servers. We actually had Hurricane Katrina, and the whole building went down. But I didn't give up. I learned from that. And
talking about money, right? Which is we all care about. But how was it to find the first investor? How was it to find the next investors? How was it to know that investor is the right investor for you?
Yeah, for me, it was really important. And just kind of reflecting back, I had no idea, how do I raise money? Do I go to the bank? And I tried all sorts of different things. And then I actually just went through my relationships. And I actually remember a particular friend of mine was actually in banking and built a bunch of companies. So I actually approached him. And amazingly, he actually made some connections for me and introduced me to some angel investors. But at the same time, this is all, I was actually learning this as it was going along. So I actually met, it was Highline Ventures, and with that, I had my first meeting, and she said, do you want to do preferred round or convertible note? I had no ideas, and I think, for me, there was a lot of different challenges around it, but I was able to, raise $1.5 million right at the beginning of the company, and with that, I feel like what's really, what was really challenging for me was, going into this endeavor, raising capital and not really understanding a lot of the terms, and I did a lot of Googling and a lot of research, but I was able to close the round.
So I'm looking at the questions that people are sending to us, and one of them is, how is it to understand the real value of your startup, and how much percent can you give to investor?
Well, the valuation, that's a challenge in itself, because when you're bringing in capital, you have to have a valuation for your business, and there's different ways of doing this. Being a software as a service, there's a multiple in revenue, and it also depends on how old your company is. Is it, have you been in business for 6 years, 10 years, or is it just a year? And all of these are different factors. For me, it was a little bit challenging because I self-funded and I was in business for about 6 years. I actually had a good revenue, but also that's a negative because it's the growth. So all of these different factors are, very important as you are, raising capital. And at the end of the day, it's the same thing as when you are selling the software to my clients. I was actually selling the vision and what I can actually achieve by raising and growing the company. And all those kind of factors, came into this.
What about right investors? Is it that important?
Oh, absolutely. getting the right investors is like getting married, because it's so important. They're going to do a lot of due diligence on you, and I think it's really important as well to understand who they are, what other companies have they invested in.
So you are trying to say that not only look at the nice picture, but actually read the Tinder profile.
Absolutely, yeah. Because as soon as they invest, it's really also important because an investor is looking for a return as well. So all these different factors are important. Are they looking for a return in 3 years, 10 years, and this is something which is important to consider as well. And it also depends on the stage of your company.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on this because we all know divorces are pretty expensive and not a fun thing to go through. Thank you so much. That's really great.
Yeah.
Anything else that you wanted to share as that's the best advice for all the guys who are in the audience right now?
I would say the most important thing, and I may have just said this earlier on, is your passion. And through this journey, my journey, there was multiple times. As I said, I have 20 jobs in 6 companies, failures, and also there's a lot of failures and things that almost got me to give up building my company. But I didn't give up. I just kept on pursuing, and it always works out. It's positive thinking. I also have this belief that the universe is connected, and that's something that has also helped me along the way. You do fall over, stand up again, and keep pursuing and trying.
Well, as they say, you're being judged not how many times you fell down, but how many times you stood up, right?
Yeah, and it's great, and that's once you get that momentum, it's an amazing feeling to have your own company.
I think I can compare it to the moment when you stand up on a surfboard. You can fail like multiple times to do it the first time, but once you did it once, you're never gonna stop.
Exactly, yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
I really appreciate having you
pleasure.
tonight. It was a pleasure to talk, and I hope that was helpful for our audience. Just also to give an idea what is the FBE like, because there are going to be more and more webinars that we're going to be doing over the time, and actually those unique personal opportunities to ask our experts what they think, and how they did make it through the same problems as actually you guys are having. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much. Okay.
Take care.
Okay.
So as we move on from such a pleasant conversation, I just wanted to give you a little bit more details on FBE. What we do, as I mentioned before, we're gonna have more than 100 lectures, video recorded lectures with the professionals in fashion. So there are gonna be CFOs, creative directors, marketing managers, and so on and so on. We value our time. We value the time of our professors, meaning that they don't need to fly all over the world to just to become accessible for you. You can always have access to the lectures. You can look at them whenever it's flexible and convenient for you. The best time that suits you. So we do encourage you to enroll into our school that offers all those great opportunities, in addition to the networking events that will take place in our top locations, which is London, Paris, New York, Milan. In order to get to know how the course is structured more, you can please feel free attend our page, which is FBE Global. And if you have any questions or concerns or something is not clear to you, absolutely please feel free to contact us. We appreciate all your feedback, as we're still building up our platform, we are building our courses, and we are very motivated to make it better every time and every day. So just today we also have a very special offer for those of you who are with us tonight. Normally our educational course will cost $3,000. Just today it's going to be $300, and for the course, which consists of educational part and networking event, this will normally be priced at $4,000, and just today it's going to be $500. We have a limited slot of only 20 people 20 available spaces, and the offer gonna last for the next 48 hours. In order to enroll to the first offer, you have to use the coupon, which is 90_off, and in order to enroll into the second option, you can use the coupon, which is 350_off. We are very motivated to concentrate on your success. That's why we want to make sure it's not about quantity, but it's about quality. Quality on our side and also on your side. So the opportunity to enroll today is 100% risk-free. You can have the access for the next 30 days just to test out if this is something that fits for you and you feel that it is right, and if you think that we doesn't really answer all your questions, we will refund you in full, but we'll always appreciate the feedback so that we can make our course better going forward. Is it all? No, it actually is not. In addition to that, by just joining the course, you get the access to our database of bloggers and buyers. We have more than 1,000. We have a subscription of more than 1,000 bloggers and over 500 buyers that we are happy to connect you with. Those are bloggers and buyers all over Europe and United States. So. One of our goals, as we mentioned in the very beginning, is to actually connect the people from the industry and help them build up great business. I think that's actually where I get to the point, and I can say that that's it from us today. I really appreciate you guys spending this half an hour with myself and getting to know us better. We're looking forward for your feedback. We're looking forward to have you constantly with us, grow with us, develop with us, and we're looking forward to share all your success in your fashion businesses. Thank you so much.